Good day, all my beautiful, wonderful YouTube friends. This is Bailey Nectar, Cat on the Prowl Creations, coming to you today with another stitch pattern tutorial. The stitch that I will be showing you today is called the Pansy Shells Stitch. And this is what it looks like. This is done up using a 4-weight yarn in a solid color, and the tutorial I will be showing you today will also be done in a solid color, but in a cotton acrylic mix instead, using my 5.0 crochet hook. This specific swatch, just so that you notice, it is finished off using round 2. In my tutorial, I am going to show you what it looks like when we finish it with round 4, because it is a 3-row, very simple 3-row repeat. And then finishing it off using round 2 and then round 3. When finishing it off using round 3, you somewhat get the same effect as you do on the bottom here. And if you wanted to add a border and so on and so forth, your stitching would be a whole lot easier. So, what are you going to need today? You will need a crochet hook. I am going to be using, and I never know if that shows, but I'm using my Clover 5.0 millimeter, which is an H. I am using some Momente yarn, which is a acrylic, 58% cotton, 42% acrylic, medium weight 4, which is classified as an Aran, and the color is called Glacier. I really love this yarn. I'm going to have to find a way to get my hands on some more of this. You will need some stitch markers, possibly. I like to use stitch markers. I like marking off my stitches. I find that it saves me time when I get to where I need to put my stitches. You will need a pair of scissors. You will need a darning needle to sew in your ends. And let's see, that's about it that you will need. All right, so like I said, the stitch is called the Pansy Shells Stitch. It is done up. Oh, and I have a coffee, by the way. Just saying, coffee, yum, yum. Let's get the coffee out of the way. All right. To start, you have to put a slip knot onto your hook. And the slip knot on your hook never counts for anything. This particular pattern is done up in multiples of 8 plus 2. What that means is you continue to chain up 8, 8, 8, 8, and 8 until you get to the desired length or width that you are looking for, and then you will add on an additional 2. For tutorial purposes today, I will be doing 3 sets of 8 and add on 2, so that will give me a total of 26 chains. So let's go ahead and do up our sets of 8. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is the size that I'm going to show you today. If you want your project to be bigger, you just continue to keep on going 8, 8, 8, 8, 8 until you get to where you want it to be. So we have a total of 24 here. Now I'm going to add on an additional 2. 1 and 2. You are to single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So remember, what's on your hook does not count. You're going to count 1 and into that second chain you are going to place a single crochet. I mark my beginnings and my ends just because, like I said, tip wise, I've been crocheting for a long time. I just find that this in actuality saves me time where I'm not hunting down for stitches. If you are comfortable not having to use a stitch marker, go for it. I just have a preference on doing that. All right. So now we are to skip 3 chains. So 1, 2, and 3. And into the next chain, you will place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, and another double crochet, all into the same stitch. Now you're going to skip 3 chains again, 1, 2, and 3, and into the very next chain you will place a single crochet. You will skip 3 chains, 1, 2, and 3, and into the next you will place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, and into that fourth one, 2 and 3, you will place your double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Chain 2, and double crochet, all into that same one. Again, you are going to skip 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then you will place a single crochet. You're going to skip 3, 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, all into the same place. Chain 2, and a double crochet. Now I am at the end of my swatch. If you're following along with me, you should still have 4 chains left. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you chain more, then of course you haven't reached the end yet. But when you get to the last 4, you're going to skip those 3, and into that very last one, you will place a single crochet. And this is how it should be looking once you are through. Let's move on to row 2. Now rows 2, 3, and 4 are your repeat rows. They are really, really simple repeat rows. So if you are feeling that you are not going to be able to do this because it's like so many row repeats, trust me guys, you can do this. I am making it so that it is easy for you to be able to follow, and it's really not as complicated as you might think. Okay, so row 2, you chain up 1 and you turn your work around, and into that very, very first single crochet, that very first stitch, you will place a single crochet. Again, I'm going to mark off my first stitch and we can move on from there. Into each of the chain 2 spaces that you created in the previous row, you are going to place 4 double crochets into each of them. So you're going to skip on over right there, and you will place 4 double crochets in the first chain 2 space. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. And into the second chain 2 space, you will place 4 double crochets. That's 1, That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. Then you're going to skip over that one there, and you're going to go directly over to where your single crochet is, and into that single crochet you will place a single crochet. Again, into your 2 chain 2 spaces you will place 4 double crochets into the first one and 4 double crochets into the second one. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's count along with Bailey. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And that's 4. Into the next chain 2 space, your 4 double crochets. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Go on over to your single crochet and into your single crochet, single crochet. In your 2 chain 2 spaces, you will put 4 double crochets. Go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you're going to skip on over to that very first stitch, which was a single crochet, and into that single crochet, yep, you guessed it, you're going to place a single crochet. Make sure that you grab both legs of that stitch. Very important, because this way it will give you a cleaner edge. Okay, that is round 2. Let's move on to round 3. Round 3, you have to chain up 7. Now, the chain of 7 counts as a treble crochet and a chain of 3. So what I like to do is when I'm chaining up my 7 is I like to mark off my 4th chain, because that would be the top of my treble, and then add my 3. So this way when I have to come back to crochet into that one, I am not looking for it. Again, like I said to you guys, you don't have to use stitch markers if you don't want. I just like to do it. Okay, round 3, you chain up 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, and 7. Turn your work around. You are going to skip the first 4 stitches, and that's going to count as that first stitch where your chain of 7 just came out of. You're going to count that as the first one, okay? So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And in top of the 5th one in this case, you will place a single crochet. Now you will notice that that happens to be the 4th double crochet from the previous round that you're placing that single crochet into. And then this would be the first double crochet of the next set of 4 that you did in the previous round. So the idea is into the 4th one, and then into the first of the next set of 4. Those are where you're placing your 2 single crochets. So it's like right in the middle of your group of 8. Now you're going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come on, and 7. And you're going to skip 7 stitches, which would bring you back to the middle of your cluster of 8. Okay? So, just to give you an idea and to show you what I'm talking about, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You see where we are? So that would be your 4th, and that would be your 1st. But let's, for this tutorial, call it the 4th and the 5th is where you place your single crochet. All right, so go ahead and place a single crochet into the top there, and place a single crochet into the top of the very next one. Chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Whoops. 6 and 7. Thank you. Skip 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Single crochet into the top of that one. Single crochet into the top of the next one. Now, because I am at the end of my row in the swatch, we started with a treble crochet and a chain of 3. We are going to end with a treble crochet and a chain of 3. So here what you are going to do is you're going to chain 3 instead of 7. 1, 2, and 3. And into that very last stitch, the single crochet from the previous row, you will place a treble crochet. Now, to do a treble crochet, you need to yarn over your hook 2 times. And I kind of keep my finger there. And then I put it into the chain that I need to put it in. Draw up a loop. Now I'm going to hold this here so that my treble crochet doesn't get all loosey on me. And you go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, and go through 2. You have just done a treble crochet. Okay, on to row 4. Very simple. Chain 1, turn your work around. You're going to single crochet immediately into that very first stitch. And then you're going to jump on over to where your 2 single crochets are coming out of. And into the top of each single crochet, you will place a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And then into the next single crochet, you will place a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Into your chain 7 space, you will place 1 single crochet. You will come on over to where your 2 single crochets are, and again, you will place a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And then into the next single crochet, you will place a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Into the next chain 7 space, you are going to place 1 single crochet. Into the top of your 2 singles, yes, you guessed it, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet into the first one, go over to your second single crochet, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Let's go ahead and do that. And the last double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Now what you are going to do, and now you're going to see why I mark off my chains, into the top of the 4th chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Where I have my stitch marker, that is where you are going to place your single crochet, and that will end round 4. Please make sure that you grab both legs of that chain, 1 and 2, as you can see, and you will place your single crochet in there. Now it's just basically a repeat of rounds 2, 3, and 4. So let's see what we have done so far. This is how it will look when you end it just using round 4. It's pretty, but that's not how I would want to end it. But let's go ahead and do the repeat of these 3 rounds one more time, and then I will show you, so this way you see it on a bigger swatch. Let's go back to row 2. Row 2, you are going to chain up 1, turn your work around, and you are going to place a single crochet into the very first stitch. You are going to go over to your 2 chain 2 spaces, and into each chain 2 space you will place 4 double crochets. So go ahead, it's 4 in the first chain 2 space, and 4 into the next chain 2 space. So that's 4 double crochets into both chain 2 spaces. 3, and that's 4. You're going to look for your single crochet, and into your single crochet you will place a single crochet. Into your chain 2 spaces you will put 4 double crochets into each. Then you will place a single crochet into your single crochet. Again, into your 2 chain 2 spaces, 4 double crochet, 4 double crochet, and then you will end by placing a single crochet in the very last stitch. I will meet you back once I have done the 4 double crochets, and we'll finish off that single crochet together. This is row 2 repeat. Alright, I have just done my 4 double crochets into each of my 2 chain 2 spaces, and I'm going to go directly over to my very first one, my single crochet from the previous, and I will place a single crochet in the single crochet. That is row 2 repeat. Row 3 repeat is where you chain up 7. So let's do chain of 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, and 7. Turn your work around. You're going to skip the first 4, including that very first stitch where your chain is coming out of. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. and into the top of that 5th chain, which will be the 4th double crochet from that group, you will place a single crochet, and into the very next one, which will be the first of the next group of 4, or considered the 5th, you will place a single crochet. You are now going to chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You're going to skip over 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And again, into the top of that one and that one, you will place a single crochet. So single crochet, chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Skip 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and single crochet into the top of that one. And single crochet into the top of the next one. Now, because I'm at the end, I have 4 stitches left. I'm going to chain 3, and I will end this round with 1 treble crochet into the very last stitch. That is around 3. Repeat, and that is what it looks like. Now, this is the difference that I'm trying to explain to you when you go like 2, 3, 4 kind of thing. This is how I would prefer to end off my swatch or whatever it is that I am making. But let's go on to round 4, and I'll show you what the end of round 4 looks like on that. We are just chaining up 1 and turning our work around. Into the very first stitch, we are placing a single crochet. I need to take a sip of my coffee, guys. Hold on. You are going to go directly over to your 2 single crochets. Into each of your single crochets, you will place a double crochet, chain 2 double crochet. That's 1, chain 2, and a double crochet. And into the next one, you're going to place a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. Into your chain 7 spot, you will place 1 single crochet. You'll jump on over to where your 2 singles are, and into each one of those, you will place your double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 2. Okay, so that's 1 in the first one, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and into the second single crochet goes your second double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Into your chain 7 space, you will place a single crochet. Again, when you get to the top of those 2 single crochets, yes, you guessed it, it's a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. And then into the next single crochet, it is the same thing. It is a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. you're going to skip on over and into the top of that 4th chain, and that's why I mark it off. That is where you're going to place your single crochet, and that will finish off round 4 for the project. So this is what it looks like. Hold on, let me get up there. Come on. If you were to finish it using round 4, this is what it would look like. I personally think that it would look much, much better if I end it either with row 2, as I have in this swatch here, or row 3 actually, because then it would mirror the bottom. So let's see what the difference is. This is at the end of row 4. Let's do a repeat of row 2 and row 3, and let's see what the difference is and what Bailey is actually talking about. All right, repeat of row 2 is you chain up 1, turn your work around, single crochet into that very first stitch, you go right on over immediately to your chain 2 spaces, and into each one of those goes 4 double crochets. Into the next chain 2 space goes 4 double crochets. And that's 4. Then you find your single crochet and you single crochet into your single crochet. So that is your repeat. Into each of your chain 2 spaces, 4 double crochets. Into the next chain 2 space, 4 double crochets. Find your single crochet and single crochet. Chain 2 spaces, 4 double crochets in each, and then we will end with a single crochet in the last stitch here. And I will meet you back up when we get there, and you will see what I mean by the end of row 2 for a repeat, and we'll go from there. All right, so now I've come to the end of that one, and I am just going to go on and place my single crochet in the last stitch to complete round 2. So this is now what it looks like if you use your pattern ending with round 2. Now, if you don't want that kind of an edge, then I'm highly recommending that you end with round 3, which will mirror the bottom part of this, and that is that chain 7 round. I just wanted to give you options, so this way you could see when you end with round 4 what it looks like. When you end with a round 2, this is what it looks like. Let's go ahead and do round 7. Sorry guys, I meant round 3 with the chains of 7, not round 7. I apologize for that. All right. To do round 3, repeat, and this is how I am recommending to end your project, so that this way if you wish to add a border, you can. You chain up 7, that's 4, 5, 6, and 7, and you turn your work around. You skip the first 4, including that very first stitch. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, and into the top of the next one you will place a single crochet, and into the very next one you will place a single crochet. You will now chain 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You will skip 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that brings you to the middle of your cluster of 8. So again, you're going to skip those 7, and into the top of that one you are going to place your single crochet, and into the next one you will place a single crochet. You're going to chain 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You're going to skip 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And into the next one you will place a single crochet, and then the one right after that you will place a single crochet. Don't you find these repeat rows like super easy, guys? They really are. Alright, I am at the end. I have 4 left. 1, 2, 3, and 4. In this case, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. And into that very last stitch, I will place my treble crochet. So let's go ahead and do that. We wrap around twice, go into that last stitch, pull up your loop, go through 2, pull up, go through 2, go through 2. Now, this is what it looks like when you have completed using round 3 instead of round 4 or round 2, which is what I showed you before. So this is what it looks like if you finish it off by using round 3 instead of round 4 and 2. I like it better because this way, here and here, if I want to add a border around it, it's going to be easier for me to get into my corners and know how many chains I got to go down the sides and across the bottom. That would be my preference. You can let me know what your preference would be. I like it like this. This is how I would finish it off. I think this is such a very pretty stitch, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And if it's something that's new to you, please let me know this is a new stitch to you and maybe what you think you would use it for. And if you've done it before, let me know. And let me know what you used it for. So, either way, please leave a comment. Don't forget to leave some DNA on that doorbell. Push that thumb button pretty, please. It helps. And that way people will be able to see these tutorials that much easier if they're looking for nicer stitches. Until such time, everybody, I hope you do everything with kindness. Stay blessed and have a glorious day. I hope you enjoyed the Pansy Shells Stitch tutorial. Bye, everybody, for now.